before it's open for questions, let's take two at a time. Please.
Bill Jones, Amnesty International. In the changing government, you haven't mentioned the question of the presidency and and this relationship with how many votes the AK Party receives. Could you comment on that a little bit?
Presidency
of Turkey, changing the nature of the presidency.
Presidential system.
Presidential system, governmental system. This decentralization also related to that one. When I say what kind of government should Turkey have, in this question, definitely we will have some kind of crisis in that. Because in any case, I mean, any president is elected, he is going to be elected definitely more than 50%. But let's say he got 65%. And you have a government with 42%. And right now the presidency have limitless power and zero accountability. It's a perfect system. I mean, you cannot put him in any audit, nothing, but he has limitless authority. So this is itself is crisis. You don't need to be analyzing it. And I'm telling you, whenever actually this was already a crisis. The reason we're not having intense crisis is only thing is Gül and Erdogan is very close. And that's the only reason. I mean, otherwise, hierarchically, a state cannot be run with this kind of presidency and prime ministry. The only reason they are finding very well consensus ways. Because when you do not have put any accountability, but at the same time limitless power, almost signing every single appointee, every single thing president should be signed, almost at high-level bureaucracy. He can simply, put entire state to deadlock. The only reason if he's not doing because he has, let's say, good intentions, but which is not a political analysis. I would not like to use it.
Okay, the lady at the back and you kids.
Okay, Ines Amkhitarian from Voice of America. My question is, how will Armenia-Turkey relationship develop after elections, and will there be, in your opinion, any changes after?
So let's take two questions at a time.
Charles Nadivi from Voice of America, Persian News Network. How does the foreign policy affect the elections?
Anyway, it's two good questions, so I will put them under foreign policy issue. Armenia thing, as you know, it's in deadlock. Everybody knows how it happened, so I'm not going to get into detail. But we're at the point where the more civil society is asking for normalization, people are learned very much in this process what Armenia is, what are the people doing over there, what are the problems we have with them. Azerbaijani position. So it was like a pedagogical last 2.5 years. So it's good. There is nothing solid here, so I don't have anything to mention. But that goodwill is still there. But it's we have to talk about what entire Caucasus geopolitics. I may, but let me stop here. The important thing is we are in a better position at societal level. This is good. And politically, also, we're in a more mature level than when we compare to, let's say, 6 years ago, even we were not able to organize a conference on Armenia. So let me stop there. And the foreign policy thing, it's important. Only governing party is mentioning in its campaign. CHP, MHP, BDP, none of them is even not using one single sentence regarding foreign policy, why all these things are happening around Turkey. So government is using it. Using it in a way of what they implemented, not a policy-wise, but some solid things. For example, we gifted visas. So more Arab brothers are visiting Turkey. It has a meaning because we have really a serious amount of Arab population. Or Erdogan just visited 1.5 months ago Erbil. He met with Barzani. And the picture, the atmosphere was as if it has nothing happened. It was 8 years between Turkey and Iran. It developed quite rapidly. Erdogan gave promises. He opened up the Erbil International Airport, which Turkey opened up, etc., etc. So, especially this Syria, Northern Iraq is directly affecting, but the only thing is just governing parties using it. That's quite strange. I mean, because opposing parties, one expects them to use that. There are maybe points of criticism, but neither criticism nor successes, not in their agenda. The only governing parties using in their campaign, in their billboards, etc., etc. So that kind of, let's say, effect.
I'm Raza Kavakchikan from Howard University. My question was about the headscarf issue. I know it was said that it would be a non-issue for the JDP government as far as the female parliamentarian would be concerned, the one with the headscarf. But just a couple of days ago, 2 students were physically harassed by their teacher for not removing their headscarves. Do you think this issue that's very sensitive for the conservative supporters of the JDP will be resolved in the next close future?
Hi, I'm Cameron Titus, PhD student from Oxford University, and I was wondering why these massive infrastructure projects that Erdogan proposed had not made your list of agendas, of your agenda list for the election, and all the consequences of those infrastructure projects would entail, like the splitting Istanbul into and building the second Bosphorus and those projects.
Well, I didn't get the question.
Why
those mass
Why the
construction
massive
projects?
infrastructure projects? Why didn't they make your list of agenda items for the election? I mean, those would have lots of consequences if they did actually go through.
First, headscarf is, I mean, they rejected the idea of having what any headscarf woman in their list for running to elections for the parliament. I think the main idea is they are not going to pick up individual grievances or individual issues and try to solve the entire issue out of that individual problem, which has been tried and you know that very well. In constitutional amendment or in new constitution, what I believe this headscarf issue will be resolved permanently. And at this stage, there wouldn't be any debate regarding headscarf in this place, headscarf in that place. I mean, this will be out of the list. That's what's expected, at least from the governing party, because enough is enough. I mean, this issue is bringing nothing to nobody. Plus, Mr. Kılıçdaroğlu is in favor. He's openly saying, even they debated an idea of having a headscarf. Doesn't matter if it go through or not. But all the political parties in the parliament are right now, at least in this issue, agree with them, and they are matching them. Yes, there are debates within CHP, but it's not because Kılıçdaroğlu is proposing it, but it's because what Kılıçdaroğlu picked up from, let's say, old guys, I should say. Different ideas pop up, but he's the leader at the end of the day. He basically adjusted them, and he's defending that freedom. This is a new phenomenon, by the way. All political parties are agreeing upon, at least on this issue.